friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. Let's have a heart-to-heart conversation about choosing your friends while you're in your 20s and 30s. Now, just a disclaimer, I am not a guru on this. I am not a specialist on this, but I do think it's important. I watched a video of older women in their 50s giving advice to women in their 20s and 30s. And I do believe that this can go for men as well. So nobody's exempt. They were just saying that it's so important that when you're in your 20s and your 30s, you choose friends that's going to help set you up for your future, for your 40s, 50s, 60s, and so on. Why is that important? It's important because the reality of friendship is that eventually you're going to just come down to one or two that are going to be true, genuine friends. You'll learn the older that you get, it's quality over quantity. And that will come about during times when you're done with the party life, you're done trying to be popular, you're done, trying to figure life out. And trust me, I'm 35 and I'm still in the midst of trying to figure life out. So I don't think you ever will get past that hump. But in your 20s, that's the time when you really, really just feel kind of thrown out of water. You're fresh out of your parents' house. You can be 25 to 30 and you're still fresh out of your parents' house. Think about it. You spend more years living with your parents than you have out on your own. So that's what I'm saying when I say you just freshly got out of your parents' house. But you've had some sort of protection, someone telling you, yes, you should do this. No, you should not do that. Things like that, guiding you, leading you, basically being your protector on earth. But what happens once that's all gone? I mean, after a while, your parents get comfortable and they get used to you being out on your own or whoever your caregivers are. And so now what? In your 20s, that's the time for you to figure that part out. Figure out the people that's going to go with you into your 30s, because your 30s is when the sifting starts to happen. That's when you need to start learning how to cut people off, and you need to learn how to just put people where they belong in your life. And that's okay if they are people who you feel like, oh, this is somebody, if I get bored or if I want to hang out or if I want to vent or if I just want to go to church or go to a gathering, I'll call these group of people up. But you should have just that one person who you can feel that you can do all that with, and they're like sisters or brothers to you. When I seen the video about preparing yourself for healthy friendships going into your 40s, 50s, and 60s and older, that's very important. And I can admit, I'm 35, like I said, I admit that is so true, because in your 20s, you feel like, you guys are pretty much fresh out of high school still, fresh out of college or still in college or whatever the case is. And it just seems so easy. Meeting people, going out, being popular, being wanted, being, known as somebody special. And, you're making mistakes. So you're going to have a lot of friends. In your 20s, you kind of live kind of on the edge a little bit. And I'm not saying that you super wild and you out in the streets doing the most, but I am saying in your 20s, let's be real. We are not holier than thou, and we are not perfectionists, and we're not, the exception to the rule. I mean, there are some of those people, but it's a very few amount of people who can say they went through their 20s, just making the best decision across the board. So let's be real. In your 20s, it's going to seem like it's really easy to have friends. And these are people you're going to feel like, they're never going to leave me. Or you may feel like, I really don't care for this person, but I like having them around because they're kind of fun, so I'm going to keep them around. But that's where you need to start to draw the line. The closer you get to 30, you need to start the sifting process. And like I said, you don't have to be rude and disrespectful to people to let them know, hey, I got to, pull myself away from you. But you need to start thinking about what type of person do you want to be in your 40s? Because the people you align yourself with in your 20s, and if you drag them into your 30s, they're going to make or break that vision for you. And I know that you probably thinking, can't nobody do that. I could, I'm not going to let nobody stop my shine. But like I said in previous videos, if you are attached to people who are not going your way, they're not going on the path that you're going, eventually they're going to suck you onto their side. It's always easier to take people into the darkness than it is to bring them to the light. So if you're trying to be in the light and you're making sacrifices and you're trying to live your life to a certain standard, you're trying to prepare for your future. A lot of people in your 20s is not thinking that way. Even 30s nowadays, people are not thinking like that. They're thinking, oh, I'm young. I want to have fun. I'm not thinking about saving my money. I get money as fast as I get it hit my account. I'm ready to go spend it. They're not thinking about, saving up for retirement or saving up for a business or something productive, because they're feeling like, well, the money is here. I'm making great money, but that's where their mind is at. Like right now, yeah, that could be possible, but life happens and that can change. But if you're thinking like that, it's not very many people that's going to be thinking like that. And so if you're attaching yourself to people who you may have came out of high school with, or you may have came out of college with, and you're thinking you're going to drag them until you're 30, that's the worst decision that you can make, because it's going to hold you down. I mean, if they're not aligned, it's not going to be very many people. I think that I have to keep on saying this because I myself am one of those people too. It's like, I'm a good friend. Why would I lose my friends? Or these are good friends to me. Why would they walk away? But the truth is, as you evolve and as you try to better your life and you make better decisions and you're trying to stay away from a lot of things, like whether, maybe you and your friends used to fight, and maybe you and your friends used to run the streets or party or club or whatever it was, you're eventually trying to grow out of that. But a lot of people, they're not ready until they're 40. And you don't want that lifestyle. So it's very important that you are picking friends wisely and that you're being honest with yourself about who you see yourself becoming, and don't feel bad about it. Don't let somebody tell you, well, you think you better than me, or that's never going to happen for you, or you're going to be alone for the rest of your life. You're not going to have no friends or whatever, because that's not true. And plus, I'm telling you, as a 35-year-old woman, all you need is one true friend. I promise you. I promise you. Now, does it get lonely? Sometimes. But it's so worth it. Because a lot of people nowadays, they're not with you or attaching themselves to you to see what they can do for you. They're trying to see what they can get from you. So if you got your life together, they're attached to you because of that. It's not very many people who's wanting to attach themselves to you to learn from you. They just want to use you, take from you, and wait for your downfall. And they want to be the first ones in lines witnessing you have a downfall. So please take it from me. Choose your friends wisely. Don't be out here focusing on quantity over quality. I know it seems fun. It may even seem scary, especially if you grew up with your parents and siblings and you're used to having all these people around you. It is pretty scary when you're separating yourself from people because you're thinking like, I'm not used to this. It feels uncomfortable, but that's where you need to be, because you don't do it now, that's going to end up being your future. And you don't want that. You don't want to get into your 40s and 50s or older and you have no one. You don't even have one person, because even if you did have one good person in your circle, if you are hanging out with people who ain't about the right, or people users, or people who they're not trying to grow, but that one person in the group who you could have, had a prosperous friendship with, if they're in your midst and they can sense that these other people are not healthy and they're telling you, but you're still hanging on and wanting to have all these friends, or you're still focusing on the mass majority over just them, they're going to eventually walk away. I've been the person who walks away, and I've had people walk away from me too for clinking with the wrong people, or for me, when I had to walk away, it's because I seen that they wasn't trying to grow and evolve. And that's not what I wanted for myself. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I'm telling you, one secret is it feels so much better trying to figure life out when you have one good person, or two, no more than three good people. And the reason I say that's because a lot of times when I say good people, who are in your life to feed into your life and you're there to feed into theirs. You guys, it's supposed to be give and take. You don't want to empty yourself trying to give to all these people, you know what I'm saying? And then you really don't know people when you have too many distractions. If you got 4 or 5+ people that you consider good friends, you're not really seeing clearly. Or maybe your standard for friendship is low because you should not have that many true good friends. And I'm not trying to be nasty or hateful or anything like that, but seriously, because it's just not that many people who are healed and whole today. They may be good people, but it's not a lot of people who's doing the work that it takes to evolve into the people that they're meant to be. Now, back to what I was saying. You don't want distractions. You're looking for true good friends. So with that being said, you should limit the amount of people you have around you because like I said, you're supposed to be pouring into them too. You don't want to be exhausting yourself trying to fill them up. That's spreading yourself too thin. And then, like I said, also, you don't want to be deceived because now you can't tell who's a wolf in sheep clothing. You know, who's the wolf within our group. It's just too much. But if you have just 1, 2, or maybe 3, it's easier to detect that. Your discernment kicks in and you're like, okay, this person, I see. You know what I'm saying? Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. But yeah, like I honestly just feel like if you can find you one solid person, focus on that relationship. It's just like a romantic relationship. Think of your friendships like that. I know that sounds so wrong. I know if your mind is going there. I'm not talking like that. I'm just saying find you that one good person. It could be a male and a female friend, you know, but just know you don't want a whole lot of men friends if you're a woman or vice versa for men. You don't want a whole lot because then lines get blurred, confusion, jealousy. Then when you're trying to get in a relationship with somebody, they're questioning why you got all these female friends if you're a man, why you got these male friends and you're a woman. Choose your friends wisely. Like I said, one good friend of each gender or 1 or 2 good friends of the same gender, I don't care. Make sure that they're healthy. Make sure that they're whole. Make sure that they're on the same path as you. Don't try to connect yourself and try to love someone into becoming better people, becoming people who want more in life. Don't ignore red flags, just like we do in relationships. I think that we don't talk enough about this. When you're in relationships of any kind, it's the same thing. It's not just a romantic relationship that you shouldn't be ignoring red flags. It's the same. It's anybody you have in your life. So prepare yourself. In your 20s, have fun, meet people. But as you inch closer to 30, make sure that you're starting to sift. It's so important because you don't want to be doing this in your late 30s or 40s, you know, trying to get rid of people. It's harder then. You're setting your ways. You know, like do it now. Get rid of, you had your fun in your 20s. Now you know, okay, you my party friends. Now I'm trying to evolve. I'm trying to start a business. I'm trying to start my career. I'm trying to start a family or whatever you're trying to do in your 30s. Let that other stuff go. You see what I'm trying to say? So all I'm saying is it's so important that you are focusing on what type of person you want to become so then you know what kind of friends to have. And in that way, if you have 1 or 2 and you can genuinely pour into them and they can pour into you and you guys can be there for each other, that's healthy relationships that God willing you can have for a very long time. And that's what you should want. Real, genuine relationships. And it does not mean you're going to have a whole group of people. That's not real. The minute you say no, the minute you stop partying, the minute you stop doing the wild things, the minute you stop giving them money or giving them sex in some cases, whatever it is that you got going on, the minute that you stop doing something that is not productive to your life and not something that's adding value to your life, you're going to see their true colors anyway. They're going to leave you alone. So you might as well go ahead and be brave enough, bold enough to stick up for yourself and make this decision and really focus on who you're trying to become. So then you know the kind of people that you're looking for. But I seen that video and I really, really, really appreciate that video because I think a lot of us don't think about that. We just want to have fun and we don't want to feel alone, and we try to run away from being alone, especially romantic relationships. But then again, like I said, for those of us who are okay with not being in a relationship, we still do the same thing in platonic relationships. We're trying to find people that we can leech onto and help us to feel like, oh, we're not alone. We're normal. We got somebody, but just having somebody's not enough. That needs to be people that's going to feed into your spirit to help you to reach the goals that you need to reach in life or that you're trying to reach in life, and that's going to give you love. People is going to be genuine. Don't connect yourself with people who are not on that path. And you also don't be that kind of person that wants for people to pour into you, but you don't want to pour into nobody else. If that's the case, if that's what you're feeling, you won't need to be in no type of relationship at all right now. So heal, find you some healed friends. Like I told you, you only need one or two really. Find you somebody that you can see yourself going to your 40s with, 50s, and just having somebody who's going to be there, God willing, for them to have long life. And so you guys can just grow together, and somebody who y'all don't have to talk to each other every day, but y'all know that y'all good friends. Y'all don't have to see each other every day. The love is still the same. Like, these are genuine people who got your back and who's going to tell you the truth. Don't be trying to be friends with people who are just yes men or yes women, because that's not healthy for you either. That's not conducive to your growth. And so, like I said, please listen to me. I did it. I really didn't do it. Honestly, that's a lie. I was taken away from it because I followed what God was telling me to do. And so people started falling off. So God did it for me. Don't be that person where God has to step in, because just don't be that person. It's so much harder when you have to sacrifice and when you have to feel the pain of God working in your life after He's already given you what instruction on what you need to do. Because I knew that I was supposed to let go of so many friendships before He ripped them from me. I didn't listen. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and had to learn the hard way. But I'm grateful that I went through that, because now I'm just connected with the people who are genuinely like people I can look to. And now I have discernment for the people that I do have in my life, and I know how to place them in my life. I don't just put everybody as my best friend. I don't put everybody as a friend. I know the right people to call in certain situations. And I know the people I can depend on when I need prayer, when I need help, when I need assistance. Somebody who's not going to go and run in talking about me. Somebody's not going to use me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll get there too. But first, you have to be sifted from the crowd. So, I love y'all. Y'all let me know what you think. Drop your comments in the comment box below. As usual, all I ask is that you're polite and courteous, because someone like myself is reading your messages, and we're not here to be negative or to tear each other down while we're trying to grow. That's all this channel is about: growth, encouragement, and love. And if you would like to leave a testimony for me, I'll share it for you as well if you like. But you can send it to my email. If you want me to share it, just put share in the subject line. I'll do that for you. If not, I'll email you back. We can talk about it. Or if you just want to just share it for me, just say this is just for you, and we don't have to discuss it or whatever. But you let me know in my email. You can also leave me a new topic idea or at least some new advice, or please feel free to add on to this. If you don't feel comfortable putting it in the comment box, I will do a video to do like a update to this video. I mean, I have no problem with doing that. I have no problem with talking for you if you like, but just let me know. We're just here to help each other out. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that I forgot too when it pertains to finding friends and really setting yourself up for a better future for friendships. As a young person, I'm sure when I go back and look at this video, I'm going to see some things I'm like, I should have said that. But you can say that. This is your opportunity. Take advantage of it. Leave a message, I'll share it, or you can put it in the comment box. I pray that your week has been going well. I pray that your morning, your evening, your afternoon, or your nighttime, whatever time you watch this video, I pray that it's been a beautiful day and that you got some good news today. And I pray that everything goes well for the next week. We'll talk next Thursday. Remember, God loves you, Jesus loves you, I love you, and you should be loving yourself. We'll talk next time. Be blessed. Bye.